Jason Belmonte has 2 major championships this year alone, 8 for his career. You know what he doesn't have? A doubles championship. Will he get by with a little help from his good friend Bill O'Neill? We'll find out. It's Roth Holman doubles time live right now. Welcome to the amazing Bayside Bowl and Rooftop Bar here in downtown Portland, Maine. For the MaineQuarterly.com, Roth Holman PBA Doubles Championship. An atmosphere unlike any other in professional bowling. Now, let's meet the 5 teams who are competing for the Roth Holman Doubles Championship. Kirk?
Here are your finalists. The number 5 seeds. He's looking for his first career national title win today. From Houston, Texas, Shawn Maldonado. His partner has 2 PBA Tour national titles. From Friendswood, Texas, DJ Archer. The number 4 seeds. He's making his first career TV finals appearance. From Westerville, Ohio, Zeke Bayt. His partner owns 3 PBA Tour titles, including the 2011 Dick Weber PBA playoffs. From Columbia, South Carolina, Dick Allen. The number 3 seeds, 8 career titles, including the 2010 U.S. Open. From Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Bill O'Neill. His partner is only one of 4 players to win 3 consecutive PBA Player of the Year awards. From Orange, New South Wales, Australia, Jason Belmonte. The number 2 seeds, he's the reigning PBA Player of the Year. From Huntington, Indiana, E.J. Tackett. His partner is a past PBA Rookie of the Year with 2 PBA titles. From Yakima, Washington, Marshall Kent. Our number 1 seeds, winner of the 2015 PBA Wolf Open, looking for his 2nd career title today. From Taylorsville, North Carolina, Kyle Troup. His partner won last year's Fire Lake PBA Tournament of Champions. From Gothenburg, Sweden, Jesper Svensson.
And there they are, the 10 competitors you're going to see. They're all remarkable bowlers in their own right, major champions among them. So, Randy, the question is, who do you like?
Some pretty great bowlers out there and some great teams, but I think the fan favorites have to be Belmonte and Bill O'Neill. Belmonte coming off of an incredible February where he captured 2 majors. Bill O'Neill, his last victory, ironically, a doubles championship. But when you look at our number 1 seed, this is a very unique dynamic. You've got Kyle Troup and his 2-handed style, and Jesper Svensson, his 2-handed style, both from opposite sides of the lane. I think if Kyle Troup can hold up his end, he's got a monster partner in Jesper Svensson. But the team that I'm eyeballing, E.J. Tackett and Marshall Kent. Nobody outstruck Marshall Kent in this building all week.
Yeah, a lot of rev rate on that combination. Let's take a look at our step ladder, because the opening match will feature, of course, the 5th seed, DJ Archer and his partner Shawn Maldonado against the number 4 seed, Dick Allen and Zeke Bayt. Zeke making his ESPN debut. Then Belmo and O'Neill in the 2nd match. Match 3, Kent and Tackett versus the winner of match number 2. And at the top of the ladder, Jesper Svensson and Kyle Troup. And the number 1 team is standing by with our Kimberly Pressler right now.
Thanks, guys. You mentioned it before that these guys are kind of an unlikely pair, both 2-handed bowlers, but from the opposite side of the lane. So I have to ask you, Jesper, what did you see in Kyle that you decided to ask him to be your partner?
You know, a great person, really fun guy. Crowd loves him, and I mean, he gets pumped up, and that makes me pumped up. So we have had a really good time together, and I hope we can finish it off today.
Well, it's all about having fun. Thank you so much. Now, Kyle, when we talked earlier, you said you were pretty shocked when he asked you to be his teammate. Why is that?
Yeah, he's one of the best two-handers out here in our sport right now, and whenever he asked me, I didn't skip a beat. You know, I definitely said yes, even no matter who else I had in mind. You know, I definitely was ready to bowl with him. Like he said, we've had a great time out here. Our chemistry is great. We're two young, fired-up guys. Team four hands, you know, we're going to get the job done today.
Team four hands, I love it. This unlikely pair works really well because they're sitting in the #1 seed. So we'll see you guys later in the show. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Kimberly, thank you very much. Randy, take us through this oil pattern we're on today.
Well, it's the Mark Roth 46-foot oil pattern. And when talking with the players, they said that it gets really cliffed. And what that means is it gets wet-dry. Dry to the outside part of the lane, heavy oil to the inside part of the lane. Speed control a must on this oil pattern.
This ought to be a blast. You hear the crowd here. It's like this all the time when the tour's in town. And this building has been renovated. We're actually in the new part. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But right now, first bowler of the day is DJ Archer. And he gets a kick on the 10 to get things going.
You're heavy right there. You're heavy right there. Come on, let's go.
Now, this is the first shot that Zeke Bayt, who's only been a professional since late last year, has thrown on television.
Unusual setup here. We're actually using lanes 2 and 3.
And leaves a little 4 behind. Why lanes 2 and 3?
It just gives us a little bit better arena setting for the fans.
And that we have, and there aren't too many other places in the country where you have a mezzanine. The National Bowling Stadium, of course, in downtown Reno has that kind of feel to it. It was much larger than this, where fans can sit up top if they care to. Uh-oh. Oh, you know, he would have made a 410 if he had to.
Remember, it's not how, it's how many. And Zeke is glad that that frame is over. Trust me, nothing's more frightening than your first couple of shots on national television.
Now, Dick Allen understands the TV lights pretty well. Oh, my. Absolutely buried in that pocket.
Dick Allen's had a lot of success in this building.
Right all day.
Fearless.
So here is Shawn Maldonado. Now they're bowling alternate frames. It's kind of Baker style, only without 5 bowlers like you normally get in a Baker team match. And the ringer on that 10-pin.
I don't think the players are going to have too much trouble getting to the pocket today. I think it's all about getting the corners out.
Well, you get those first couple of shots out of the way and reduce the nerves. Nicely done.
Hear that ball rolling over the thumb hole on the way down. Throwing a plastic spare ball to cut down any down lane motion. You want to talk about fun. This guy here, DJ Archer, fun with a capital F. Wait till he gets going.
That's pretty good.
Oh, and he was right. That was very good. And he, too, burned by a ringing 10. Two-time PBA champion, DJ.
Well, it looks like the last 2 shots from Shawn and DJ just kind of sat in the oil about a foot too long. And then that late snap creates that ringing 10 where the 6 goes around the 10-pin. Take care of that with a little bit softer speed or maybe a little more right to left.
Take care of that 10-pin first. No problem there for DJ. If we're lucky and he gets on a roll, we might see him dance a little bit. He's pretty good at it.
Only if we're lucky. He does have some swag, though. I'll tell you that.
No question. So Zeke Bayt, 24 years old, out of Westerville, Ohio. Mom and Dad, Lisa and Bob, supported him. Beautiful shot, 10 straight back for Bayt.
Dave, I thought he told us something very interesting the other day when we interviewed him. He said, when we asked about his nerves for today, he said, you know, I've made television in my head hundreds of times. Now it's for real, and now I'm just looking to have fun. That's how you embrace the pressure and have fun with it. Love his attitude.
Another great attitude right here from Columbia, South Carolina, three-time champion in Dick Allen. Perfect 8-pin, a little late to the party, but down it goes.
Both Zeke and Dick Allen going much straighter, much tighter line to the pocket, better carry.
Yeah, all is fair in love and war from this audience here. They'll say things, mostly nice, almost always nice as a matter of fact, but they are encouraged. Make a little noise here.
Go!
Oh, soft tap. I think he knew it when he threw it. Right up. Shawn looking for his first tour title.
6-pin goes to the sidewall and just lays there dead. The dreaded flat 10.
You might have seen Shawn at the U.S. Open last year when he bowled against Francois Lebois. Shawn bowled well, 211. Francois beat him by 89 pins with a 300. So the Archer Maldonado crew down 22 through 4. Take a look at DJ's arsenal. Phase 2 and daredevil trick. And he's got a phase 2 right here. The messenger's going to be lazy. Fall to pit.
Both DJ and Shawn are big angle players, and it's affecting their pin carry. They have not missed the pocket and have not doubled yet.
So at this point, the old cliche, straighter is greater?
Right now it is. Started with a strike, and then it's 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin, 10 pin.
Well, in golf, you call this ham and egging. But at the point, it's not good enough the way that Allen and Bayt are starting to hit the pocket. So Bayt's last shot in the third frame was tremendous. He's got truth, pearl, and actually he's got a truth pearl in his hand right now. Well, he's not afraid of these lights one bit.
Truth? You can't handle the truth.
And he's making new friends all the way through it, too.
Definitely helps when you make your first ever telecast and it's a doubles competition. As you take a look at Dick Allen's arsenal, he's going with a Primal Rage remix.
Oh, yes. Those pins didn't stand a chance.
I think Dick feels like he stole that one.
Well, that's 5 in a row for Zeke, Bayt, and Dick Allen. So Archer and Maldonado are going to come up with something and come up with something quickly to advance to take on Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill in our next match. All right, back inside. Gives you an idea here from the pins perspective what we have here at Bayside. This is the whole new area. Last year, the tournament, the event was bowled in the east side. Now we're west side, Randy. And there's a great look at some of the folks up on the balcony. And now we get right back down to where we need to be with DJ Archer and Shawn Maldonado in a 43-pin hole. Haven't struck since the first. Meantime, Allen and Bayt 5 straight. And Shawn rolling a no-rules pearl right now. And getting a 7-pin to get whipped.
It looked like he moved a little right. He got the ball to face up finally. Well, this doubles team of Maldonado and Archer actually made a TV appearance back in 2015. They've done quite well together, but right now they've dug themselves a pretty big hole.
Big snapping hook there, and it did not get all 10.
Yeah, that's a great shot that DJ made, but it's just the wrong angle. And the ball not going through the pins the correct way to knock all 10 down. That's all carry comes down to. You take a look at how many times the players have hit the pocket. Nobody has missed the pocket yet, except for the light hit in the first frame for Zeke. Every other ball's been in the pocket. DJ Archer and Maldonado cannot strike.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
And already the crowd beginning to warm up to Zeke Bayt. He joined the PBA September of 2016. Did bowl in 9 events, part of the fall swing. Did have a couple of top 25 finishes at the Bear Open and the Chameleon Championship in Reno. The Bear Open in Allen Park, Michigan. Well, he's just hammering it right now. That's 6 in a row for this team.
Alex looking pretty good now for Dick Allen and Zeke Bayt. They're just piping it just inside first arrow, and they're on a 6-bagger. Zeke Bayt, well, a little closer to second arrow. And with that shot there, they crack open a 6-pack.
So here is Allen. He knew it.
Make it 7.
Yikes. This is sending a message to those who were standing by waiting to bowl what they might be in for.
Max score for Archer Maldonado, 227.
There you go. But not a lot of celebration when you're down by that many.
63.
Just absolute brutality from the 9-pin.
Yeah. Just entry angle. Not throwing it bad. Unfortunately, our sport, everybody goes by score, and that's how they basically gauge how well or how bad you bowled. And DJ and Shawn both bowled a nice game, but just wrong angles into the pins.
Take a look at our other finishers, and Anthony Simonson, Connor Pickford, the defending champion. Andres Gomez, congratulations on being a father for the 2nd time. He finished in 7th, left Maine and went right, and he and his wife had a beautiful child together. See Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones. That's a very potent team right there in the number 15 spot. Pete Weber and Tim Mack. Tim Mack got a 300 in this building. And this group may have almost had a 300 and they not spared in the first frame. These two, they're moving on.
Yeah. Pretty cool when you see the newcomers. I remember, what was it, about a month and a half or 2 months ago when we watched Michael do what he did. You had the Tang brothers on the show, and Michael almost came away with a Masters title, but he went up against Belmonte.
Everything going the way of the Dick Allen Zeke Bayt team. Yeah, the Tangs certainly weren't afraid of the lights.
Yeah.
They've been, through college, they've had some television experience, but still, they were ready to go.
Well, Darren had made a telecast prior, but Michael, it was his first time. And, I mean, he looked like a 10-year veteran out there. Zeke Bayt's kind of looking the same way now.
Back tap on the 4.
Well, personalities kind of make the team, and that personality of Dick Allen is something different, I promise you. As we take a look at this light mixer, the 4-pin stands, and falls late. And that is your Barbasol close shave.
Well, for 290, with Belmo and O'Neill standing by.
Ball change here, Dave. See how much more aggressive that one is?
Yes.
But at least he knows it moving on.
Yeah, with the match in hand, there was good time to experiment. So Maldonado and Archer will finish in 5th. Allen and Bayt will move on to take on the number 3 seeds. The good friends Bill O'Neill and Jason Belmonte. Belmonte looking for his first doubles title. He has about everything else, so why not get a doubles title added to that resume? Oh man, he made that! Crazy. Well, there's our hammer tough spare replay.
That's just like you would draw it up, just slide the 4 into the 10, and Shawn does that perfectly. That'll make lunch taste a little bit better.
Did he not barely kick the 4 out the first time we saw a 4-pin and slid it across the lane in the second frame?
Yeah.
And we thought, you know what, if he had a 410, he would have made it. Made the same shot again. So there are your winners of this match. Moving on. Zeke Bayt in his televised debut was nothing short of sterling. And his partner Dick Allen held up his end. Now they take on the 3 seeds, Belmo and O'Neill. Coming up. All right, so already people are blowing up Marshall's phone. I'll explain why in a moment. But we need to tell you about PBA.com and check out the latest PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. More than 18 million people have downloaded the popular game, which now features new ball options being released each week through early June. So click on the PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game link at PBA.com and get started today. Now, the big question that's come up just in the off time is, where are the Marshall Holman t-shirts? You come up with an answer for that while we show you that Dick Allen and Zeke Bayt have moved on to take on Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill, with Marshall Kent, E.J. Tackett, the 2 seeds awaiting the winner of this match. Jesper, Svensson, and Kyle Troup at the very top. And let's go to Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. I am joined by Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill. So, Jason, you've won just about everything under the sun except a doubles title. And Bill, the last title you earned was a doubles title. So what are you going to do today to help you guys get into the winner's circle and, of course, get this guy a title he's never earned?
Yeah, I mean, I got to do my job. I know he's going to do his. I've watched him bowl enough on TV. I know what he's bringing to the table. So I just got to get out there and have confidence and do what I do.
Well, thank you so much, Bill. So, Jason, he's got a lot of confidence in you. What do you think about what he said?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Billy and I, look, we're best mates out here. So to bowl with your best mate, it's really enjoyable. It's exciting. We haven't won a doubles yet, so today's the day we're going to try and tick that off our bucket list.
All right. Well, good luck to both of you guys. We're going to send it back to the booth.
All right. Thank you, Kimberly. And you may have heard in the background somebody yelling out, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 for Belmo. Marshall, how does this match set up for you? And by the way, Marshall's in the booth with this. I forgot to mention that we invited him to join us for this match.
Thank you, Dave. Randy, it's great to be here in the booth for you guys. You know, I look at this match and you know, I see what Allen and Zeke Bayt did the first game, and you know, Belmo and his partner, they are certainly the favorites, but maybe only on paper.
Dick Allen will start. Well, this looks like game 1 all over again.
You know, I watched Dick Allen the first game. I was standing right behind him, and as Randy has said in the past, you need a little room to throw a lot of strikes, and we see a great balance at the line. He has room to the left, room to the right. His ball is carrying. Sure makes bowling fun, doesn't it, Randy?
Yeah, it really does.
So Belmo will start for this team on the right-hand lane. Oh, yeah, we've seen that a few times, too. This devastation of the pins.
I think also Belmonte and O'Neill watched that first game and realized that a lot of angle was not the answer. That straighter is greater, that straighter is going to knock the corners out, and that's exactly what Jason Belmonte tried to do there.
Yeah, we watched DJ Archer the first game, and my gosh, he bowled a great game, but he was in a trap.
Yeah.
His ball just didn't have the right angle to carry.
Bill O'Neill, that 10-pin absolutely destroyed. Well, speaking of DJ Archer and Shawn Maldonado, they're standing by with Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. So, DJ, Shawn, you know what? You guys played well, but that 10-pin did not want to go down for you guys. Why do you think that is?
You know, our angles are just bad. You know, when you get nervous, you know, your hand tends to kind of come around a little bit, and that's what mine did a couple times. And I know it's the same way with Shawn, but, you know, we hit the pocket. They just didn't fall down for us. But, you know, we'll be back. You know, this environment, this tournament, Mark Roth, Marshall Holman, we'll be back again.
All right. And, Shawn, how do you think this experience was for you?
It could have been better, but like DJ said, the 10-pin wouldn't fall for us. Apparently, they fell for them a lot better than us. So all we can do is just get ready for the next tournaments.
All right. Well, we'll hope to see you guys back again next year then. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Kimberly. It'd be a great team to see in action one more time, the number 5 seed.
It's exactly what you said to me, Randy. Angles. This man's got the right angle.
That's for the nose a touch, and he got another back tap on the 4.
And he's getting a lot of love.
That one read just a little bit early and looked like it was going high, and then laid there in the great break of Troup in the 4-pin. Watch this.
Friction a little early.
2-pin sidewall, Troup 4. That's a righty's best friend if I've ever seen it.
Got to make an adjustment for Dick Allen on that lane coming up in his next frame.
So third frame, Belmo. Switching over to the left lane.
His ball came in very high flush in his first frame.
Am I correct? No, he's still on the right lane, and he leaves a quiet 10.
You know, when your rev rate is as high as Belmonte's is, it's over 600. I think the tour average is probably about 400. But when you have a 600 rev rate and you flat 10, that is not a good sign.
No. Well, looks like he's using a ball that is fairly weak for him, so he can be a little straighter down the lane.
Takes care of his business on the spare.
Was Belmo the only one that wears those gold shoes?
I believe those are custom made for Jason Belmonte. There we go.
And they fit in this building, don't they?
They do.
This building is solar powered, so they may need an extra panel just to get those shoes. O'Neal just 10 in the pin.
So Marshall, looks like Bill O'Neal's just slightly left of Dick Allen. He's going to burn up that spot in the front part of the lane. His angle is really good. I wonder how that's going to affect Dick Allen's ball reaction. Remember last time Dick Allen went Troup 4. It's just slightly left of where Dick Allen's playing, and you can see it. It's the right shape, though.
It's got to force Dick Allen to move a little bit further left, I would think.
That's got to hurry.
Come on, run down, run down.
They're fortunate not to have the 10-pin with it.
So 2-4-8 for Bayt. All right, so what's the trick here, Randy?
Well, he's going to have to throw a curve into this to cover the back pin, the 8-pin.
Oh, get 3.
You got it. Get 3 indeed.
Yeah, he thought it was going to overhook.
Pretty easy.
He covered it. It's not how again, it's how many, and he covered it perfectly. But we'll see what kind of early check that Dick Allen gets on this left lane. And quite honestly, Marshall, I still have a hard time calling him Dick and not Richie.
I know,
mean,
but I asked him about that. He said as he's gotten older, he just prefers to be called Dick Allen. So as he moved left.
Yes.
Is he still striking?
He still needs to move further left.
He's going to keep going.
He is so fortunate that his misses are working.
This is definitely farther left of where he started in game 1. And that's still...
It's too high flush.
It is too high flush. So, yeah, there'll be another... What do you think? A 2-1, 1-1, 2-1 left?
Yeah, easily.
That would be 2 with his feet, 1 with his target. Now, let's see what Belmonte's reaction looks like here. Really high flush and then a weak 10.
His reaction is not good right now. I'm not sure I like that ball. I think he needs to go with something stronger.
I agree. And he just walked back and said, how did that not hook? He needs to go to a stronger ball.
Yeah. He's perplexed.
Yeah.
And a game of bowling goes so fast. It's just, you don't have enough time to be confused this late in the game.
No, sir.
He's throwing a timeless phase 2 right now.
Hurry up.
The way of shooting spares has changed over the years, hasn't it?
Well, it has. You know, you've got two choices. Either your strike ball that hooks an amazing amount, or you can go with the spare ball, go high and hard. But yeah, for the most part, it's high and hard, especially for single pins for the game today.
O'Neill's got a nice look.
Oh yes, 7-10 broken up. 2 messengers arrive to take care of business.
That was dirty.
He's got a great look, and even with Belmonte struggling, it's still close.
It is very close with Allen and Bayt coming off the strike in the 5th, and Balbo and O'Neill getting a key strike in the 6th. Close match. We'll bring you the finish from Portland when we return. And 2 Hall of Famers, Randy Peterson and Marshall Holman. I'm Dave Lamont. Welcome back to the Roth Holman PBA Doubles, match number 2, presented by MaineQuarterly.com here live on ESPN. Television rookie Zeke Bayt has performed like a veteran, as like my 2 partners would do here, just striking like mad. Did have trouble in the 4th frame. That's about the 3rd back tap for this team today.
Well, that was a huge break because they were working on a strike. Remember last time on the right lane, Zeke went light. That turns that strike Richie Allen threw in the 5th into a double. But what was interesting was the ball reaction. It looked like it checked early and then hooked down lane, but it still tripped the 4 for a double.
That spare that Bayt made, it was a tough one, making it really huge in this match. And Allen just continues to throw X.
A great adjustment from Dick Allen. He moved further left on the lane, got more oil in the front part of the lane. The ball held pocket, and it's still carrying like a dream.
You know, guys, in my opinion, if Belmonte doesn't strike on this ball, they have no chance of winning.
I'll be interested to see if he stays with that same ball.
Well, he struck in the 1st frame, went 9 spare, 8 spare, and that was a tough spare in the 5th.
That's the same ball.
Oh, and he goes through the face. Oh, boy.
Remember at the top of the show, I talked about the oil pattern, 46 feet clipped, meaning wet dry. Clipped is the new wet dry, Marshall. Back in our day, it was wet dry. And the players all told me the same thing. He has the wet dry. He went light, light, makes another move, and it's 5 through the middle.
Well, I don't think that Jason Belmonte will be retiring soon, but that kind of lane condition certainly encouraged me to look for another job.
Gonna crank it and only take 1, so the count really takes a blow there. And suddenly they're down 46.
Please don't get the idea. I think Jason Belmonte needs to find another job. He's doing just fine with his bowling.
O'Neill rings a 10. Well, it might be another year for Jason Belmonte to win a doubles title. You got to figure that's going to happen. He's done everything else in the sport.
Marshall, when you had the wet dry reaction, what did you do?
My main move was always to move further left and maybe soften it up and trying to get it to hook into the wet. But doing that, at best, if I hit the pocket, I'd leave a 10-pin. So
right.
It was a trap.
You know, the equipment was so much different back then. Now, when I see wet dry, I go to a bigger ball, I go to a stronger ball, something earlier to blend that out.
Yeah, we did not have those options back in the 90s.
We had a U-dot, and it was black, and then we had a scarlet U-dot.
That's right.
Oh, my. I'll tell you what. Doesn't seem to matter at the moment what equipment Zeke Bayt or Dick Allen's using. They've got everything going their way.
Now they're taking down the big dogs right now. O'Neill and Belmo, certainly the favorites coming into the game with what their records have been in the past. But for now, it's Zeke and Dick Allen.
Their first game was at 287.
That one read early.
He looks over at his ball rep, went, wow.
Yeah.
But the good news for Dick Allen is he has time to adjust.
Now, Marshall, do you throw a strike ball at this to try to get a read?
Well, he could if he wants to. I don't think I would be that forward thinking back in my day, but
I mean, it's his last shot of the game on this lane.
yeah, what the heck?
Why not?
That's a beautiful pocket conversion of the 3-6-10 for Allen.
He did not.
Well, I can make a huge move.
Match is in hand.
He just said I can make a huge move.
Oh my God, that wheels. I mean,
So we'll see if he does. Belmo. That's the Belmo reaction that we are used to seeing.
Well, he tried to do the right thing, which was going straighter, but it didn't work.
Get a new partner.
Yeah.
It's time to get a new partner.
Minus, what does that say? 100? Now you strike.
Put me on the bench.
Time to get a new partner, he said. That's great.
Somehow I doubt that will happen. These
No.
two, as Jason said, are best mates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy's not kicking Jason to the curb anytime soon.
I think I'd give another shot.
Or 10.
So standing by, if you like rev rate,
You know, if I needed
stick
that,
around.
that's like a 5.7, right? You know that.
The funny thing is, this is the third time these guys have made it to the finals, and the third time they're not going to take the trophy home. For Bill to Pennsylvania, for Jason to Australia. But standing by, Marshall Kent and 2016 PBA Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett, the number 2 seed.
I've had on this pattern all week.
Marshall, I challenge you to a doubles
All the
match. I'll
bigger
take
games,
O'Neill.
most
You can have
fights I've had.
Belmonte.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there.
It's our lowest game, too, I think.
Belmonte would need a lot more help than I could give him.
And so would O'Neill.
So they will finish with a 2-11. That is not going to be enough to take down the number 4 seeds.
Good luck, Marshall. Good luck. Ball well.
Good game.
Good luck, Dick. Take it away, man.
Trying, bub.
You know, you look at those 4 players and you go, who's the best player? And it's Jason Belmonte. But not in this one-game match.
Oh, man. Well, there's just
Chasing
one
it.
more little message.
Chasing it left.
Well, next up, the number 2 seed, Marshall Kent. E.J. Tackett will take on a team that right now, hot. Dick Allen and Zeke Bayt. Match number 3 is next.
Guys, I'm with Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett, the number 2 seed. So, Marshall, rumor has it that you struck more than anybody leading up till today. But what do you think it was about your chemistry with your teammate E.J., now the Player of the Year, that helped you guys earn the number 2 seed?
Our personalities are pretty similar, so we helped each other stay pretty relaxed during the whole week. Even times of struggle, we managed to stay relaxed and put some good games together, and here we are on the show.
And here you are, number 2 seed. So, EJ, what was it like bowling with your friend here, Marshall?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. He carried me all week.
You think he's going to do that today?
I sure hope so.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes, guys. We're going to send it to you.
All right, thank you, Kimberly. This one ought to be really interesting because you got the Allen and Bayt team that are riding a hot streak, and now you're going to run into 2 real power players who combined aren't even 50 years old. They're both 24. In fact, so is Bayt. So Dick Allen will start things for the number 4 seeds. They defeated Archer and Maldonado in the first match with a 287. They took down Jason Belmonte and Bill O'Neill just moments ago. In fact, Jason and Belmo will be joining Kimberly here shortly. Well, he didn't get a back tap on the 4 that time.
Chasing the hook and the oil line left. He's trying to get away from that early hook, and see that ball just kind of skated all the way to the head pin. So the first thing that went through my mind was how the lanes were going to transition once E.J. Tackett and Marshall Kent took the lanes.
Hold me up. Unit.
Well, you
Hold
can
me up.
see the great thing about having that blue oil, and we'll get a chance to take a good look at it later on, is how it has absorbed the punishment through the first 2 games. It's going to get a lot of punishment right here.
And this man's been quietly bowling a lot better as of late.
He's not won a title yet, which is shocking. He has 2, but it's been television has been, let me correct that. He has 2 titles, but television for some reason has not been his best friend. 2 guys, however, who do respond well to television are standing by with Kimberly. That's Bill O'Neill and Jason Belmonte. Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. I know this is a disappointing loss for you, but I saw you guys smiling out there. Jason even joked about you needing to get a new partner for next year's. It wasn't a joke, Jason says. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, we've made this double show 3 times, and it's been pretty scripted. It's like he leads the field by a lot. I bowl somewhere in the middle of the pack, and then when we get to the show, he throws like 1 strike and has a couple opens. It's been exactly the same every time. So I think I'm going to keep my partner, but we're just going to try to figure out how to get him to throw a couple more strikes on TV.
And Jason, why did you decide not to switch balls?
Well, we talked about it, and after the first 3 shots, we felt like the speed was a little too high. So in that split frame, I just slowed down a little bit, which is exactly what we wanted to do, and we saw it overhook. So we felt like it was the right ball. We felt like it was the wrong speed. In the 9th frame, I moved a little left off of that, and you could tell it looked good down the lane. So I blame Bill for telling me not to stand there from the first frame.
Well, you did get 1 strike, so that's a good thing. All right, hopefully we'll see you guys again next year as well. Guys, we're going to send it back to you.
All right, Kimberly, thank you very much. You just may have heard E.J. Tackett strike. If you close your eyes, that thing was incredible.
Well, that was a pretty straight shot, but he is using urethane, and that ball's not going to curve a whole lot.
Now, second frame, and now Zeke. No changes to his game.
He's a good 5 or 6 boards left of where he started. Inside of second arrow now.
And I'll tell you the other thing he's doing. He is playing with the crowd. He's playing to the crowd, and he's playing with the crowd, and that's going to get you more fans.
And now the artist formerly known as Richie Allen, Dick Allen, steps up on the left lane.
And he'll mix him up and score the strike. Out of Columbia, South Carolina, 3-time titleist.
Richie's only 38, but he's like the old man of the telecast.
Especially this game, because here's Kent at 24 with the 2 titles, and what I tied my young tongue and knots on earlier was that he has won twice, but he's never won a match on television, which is so hard to believe. With talent like that.
I did an exhibition at a military base, Air Force base with Marshall, and Marshall threw 3 in a row. He threw it with 1 hand, then he threw it with 2 hands, and then he threw it left-handed. He's an incredibly gifted young man.
And his partner is the reigning player of the year, E.J. Tackett, who picked up a major in big February in Oklahoma.
You know what his nickname is here?
Got a kick on the 4? No, I do not.
Squirrel.
Really?
Yep. There it is right there.
Yep.
The squirrel, baby.
With the glasses. Well, a lot of those signs on posts everywhere. I think there's a Randy Peterson sign floating around there somewhere.
You know, it's a gift when you've got a rev rate as high as E.J. Tackett does, and you can go straight. Doing it with urethane and getting a great break, tripping the 4.
And no 4 trip for Zeke.
This is just a little bit right of the last shot he threw on that lane, and it checked just a hair early. So he's got to start thinking about the transition that's being created by the high rev rate of Marshall Kent.
Bayt's 2 events this year. 79th at the PBA Players Championship, and at the USBC Masters he was well back in the field as well, but he's making a lot of noise in this one. So Dick Allen, last title, the 2011 Dick Weber PBA playoffs. His first title was 2002 in Dallas, first time he made it on television. Messenger's got it. Yeah, there isn't any doubt about that.
UPS.
I got a scout. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, man. Oh, the line is complete.
Well, he's being a little sarcastic at the fact he sent a messenger over, or as they like to call it here at Bayside Bowl, the UPS shot. There's the head pin going to the sidewall, rolling over and taking the 10 out. I got a messenger, life's complete.
Some people don't need them.
Yeah, normally when you throw it there, they kind of all go off the deck at once.
Whimpering.
Come on, Zeke.
Whimpering, good one.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for the pins here either.
Yeah.
And it's the tank rampage, so yeah, that hook rate, that's pretty teeny.
Well, and that's the indicator that he is throwing urethane.
That might cross.
Yeah, that was left of left.
And he broke up all the trouble, though, so he has a very manageable 6-pin to take care of.
Not a good shot here by E.J. Tackett. He's trying to go straight, but big left on that one. Lucky only leaving the 6-pin.
So the question would be for somebody who maybe has not seen much of E.J. Tackett. He's obviously a slender guy, maybe 120 pounds. Where does he get that kind of rev rate from?
Well, I think it's also important to note that he throws 16 pounds, too.
Okay.
So the power comes from a cupped wrist and elbow at the bottom of the swing. It's like throwing a yo-yo. He gets to the top of the swing, unwinds, and just pounds on it. Lots more to come here at Bayside Bowl. Stay with us.
This is the third match. Zeke
We're gonna make a good move here. This is gonna be a real good move. And you're gonna do what you're supposed to now, ball. You're gonna do what you're supposed to on this one.
He was talking to himself saying, ball, we're going to make a move. Ball, you're going to do what you're supposed to do. He moves in, lofts it a little bit, and apparently the ball has ears.
Come on, Dick. Come on.
You know, if you find a bowling ball with ears, it's going to be a big seller.
I'm telling you. This to pull to even. Gotta love the Mark Roth t-shirt right to Richie's right.
Oh, get there. No, the messenger went behind it. That certainly had the power to get there to take out the, but it didn't happen.
That was almost back-to-back messengers for Dick Allen, but you see it just goes behind the 10. Kind of an unfortunate break there.
Well, so scrap the max 269 for Allen and Bayt. That's a big conversion there. He can't make any big mistakes here.
I'm trying to get a tough shot to make it pick up, too. That's close.
Superman. Marshall
like it.
Kent. Here's Marshall's arsenal going with a hypercell.
They all kind of look the same.
You feel the vibrations of those strikes over here in our booth.
Good boy, baby.
Looks solid.
Come on, EJ.
What an interesting match we'll have, regardless of who wins, because you've got a pair of two-handers in the #1 seed. There's the Tackett connection right there. Kyle Troup, the righty. Jesper Svensson, the two-handed lefty. They're the #1 seeds. And fashion forward to boot.
Better shot.
Ooh. Messengers stay home. Not needed.
good shot. Make a good move. Make another good shot.
He did. That's violent.
Yeah, he's chasing it nicely, though. He's staying ahead of transition.
Let's go.
And making good shots.
So his volleyball is a fabulous listener.
We still got a chance.
And they do still have a chance. If there's a big mistake made by Kent Tackett, yeah, they do have a chance. They obviously are running out of time. And let me point out that Marshall Kent missed 7 single pins in this competition, if it comes to that. Oh, a ringer. Wobbled, but does not go down.
Needed that one. And their run might be coming to an end. Last couple of shots for Dick Allen have been just wonderful. And all he has is that to show for it, the 10 pin.
Well, even a little contact from the 6, too, just to tease you. Hang out there. All right, he got it.
He knows the score. You can see the look of disappointment.
I mean, I got
Barring
again and tried to make it stand up.
anything tragic from Marshall Kent and EJ Tackett. They'll bowl for the title. All they need are 2 marks, one in the 9th, one in the 10th. They'll be in the 230s. Max score for Allen and Bayt, 228. Ooh.
And there's a single pin.
Easy. Now, he did talk to me about why he missed so many single pin spares. And he said, well, you know, I've been working on drifting a little more left, and it kind of affected my spare shooting, but I'm not worried about it.
No, he didn't seem concerned. And hence the sarcastic pat on his own back.
I got one. Got one.
Well, EJ Tackett's left 1 pin back. He got away with a bit of a bad shot of the 6. Otherwise, he's been dialed in. They need a mark to shut him out.
Just keep it on line.
That's on line. 10 back, and they're moving on.
You know, it's a little reminiscent of when Belmonte won the Masters throwing urethane. EJ Tackett, extremely high rev rate. He's able to point it or go straight with the wood.
They needed 1, and they got 10. That'll do it. Moving on, it'll be number 2 versus number 1 for the Roth Holman doubles championship. I tell you what, though Zeke, Bayt, and Dick Allen, their tournament has ended. Boy, they pick up a lot of fans here in Portland if they decide to come back as a team.
But Dick Allen's always been a fan favorite here. They love him.
That's right.
You know?
Great ball, Great ball.
But it's the Squirrel and Superman. Sounds like an old Saturday morning cartoon. Moving up against the righty-lefty two-handers. What an interesting match this ought to be, with Jesper Svensson, the lefty, and ridiculous talent, and the right-hander, Kyle Troup, another crowd favorite here.
Hey, Zeke, you still have to finish. You still have to finish.
Oh, yes. Don't leave yet, Zeke. Player of the year, reminding him, and didn't realize that you got to post a number.
Now another impressive performance by a newcomer to television, Zeke Bayt.
Oh, crazy. That's crazy. Thank you. Thank you.
Something he'll never forget. What a great experience for that young man.
know, he probably won't have to pay for a drink in this town tonight.
Great point. They drink in this town? Yeah, nice finish, Zeke.
Not a way to go, Zeke. Fantastic bowling from both he and Dick Allen. They just ran into too much Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett. And we are set up for a fantastic finish. Here's what they're going to bowl for. Well, that and a check as well, needless to say. Get ready. We're going to crown a new champion in our next match coming right up. And Randy, an interesting story that Kyle told us about how they ended up becoming partners.
Yeah, they were actually competing against each other in Vegas back in the fall. And I think Jesper was winning, or the match was pretty close. He looks over at Kyle and he says, hey, how would you like to bowl the doubles with me? And Kyle thought he was just trying to get into his head. And of course, Kyle jumped all over it.
Well, they're overlooking his shoulder is that menacing squirrel. He'll have to deal with the real squirrel in this match. He knocked the bucket out of there and leaves the 2-5.
You know, the thing about Kyle Troup is he is really good at going straight for a two-hander that doesn't use his thumb. He prefers to go straight.
Don't chop it. No, he smothered it instead.
It's just whether or not he can shape it correctly on that lane that E.J. Tackett's been using urethane on.
So here's Marshall Kent. He won the 2016 PBA Team Challenge. Won a tournament in Saudi Arabia. Ooh, to the face there. That took a nasty, hard left.
Well, this was a big miss to the right. Watch this. He hasn't got one this far to the right throughout the entire telecast. I mean, it just hits the dry boards and goes sideways.
And a difficult spare. One of bowler's least favorites.
Yeah, the 3-6-10's not a real fan favorite, but when you put the 9 back there, along with the other 3, then it becomes then it becomes an adventure.
You see E.J. Tackett, he gets Player of the Year in 2016. First off, he wins the World Championship in Reno, gets off the schneid as far as majors goes.
Yep.
Then we flip the calendar. He goes to Japan and wins there for a PBA Tour title, and then grabs a major in Oklahoma. Messenger is going to fall short.
It's the only downside of throwing urethane when you don't have a lot of angle, because there's not enough down lane motion, not enough back end reaction. And you're going to see it right here. Even though this is 16 pounds, even with his rev rate, if it gets into that spot there, it's going to be a flat 10.
Go after it, he does aggressively. So here is the lefty Jesper Svensson from Sweden. That's why you see Troup, who's nicknamed Afrofish. Svensson from Sweden, so you're seeing literally Swedish fish on a sign there in the audience. And here is a mad talent. Oh, Messenger there. Did not come through for Svensson.
Yeah, Jesper's, he's one of my favorites out here to watch. His technique and what he can do to a urethane bowling ball is crazy. And we were talking to some of the guys last night and saying, you know, the one thing he's missing is being able to throw the reactive balls. And they said, well, he's working on it.
And if he gets it?
Well, we all know what he can do with urethane and how he can dominate with urethane. The scary part is what happens if he can do the same thing with reactive.
They're not booing, they're yelling Troup.
What do you think of the outfits? That this was Kyle Troup's creation here, just so you know.
I'll tell you a quick story about that. Yeah, kick on the 4. I did a short Facebook Live about an hour before we went on the air, and I went down to the area where they were warming up. And from where I stood, I thought they were in purple. I got them in a different light, and they were the gray that you see there.
That's a nice break for Kyle, but I'm not real convinced of his ball reaction yet. Remember, he went light, and then he comes back with the trip 4.
And the first strike for the Kent Tackett team.
Much better. That was a good arrow left of where the one prior to that went through the nose for Marshall.
All right, EJ.
In between third and fourth arrow, he's got to keep that ball into the soup that's in the middle part of the lane.
Slap 5 with our friend Tim Mack, who's advising them today, or advising Marshall. That's through the nose, and that's dead trouble.
Ball hooked early.
Second time that's happened to him, I believe, today, right?
Yeah, the first time it happened, he left a 4-pin, but this time, watch this ball check early, and then it just never pushes right, goes right through the face, and he leaves the 4-7-10. And now he's looking at it going, wow, that hooked early.
We saw this made earlier. Remember, Shawn Maldonado made this in our first match, and then at that point the match was already decided. Much different scenario than what we just saw there, but Tackett went after it.
All right, big shot here for young Jesper Svensson.
At age 22, he already has 5 titles. 3 last year. He was the youngest PBA Tournament of Champions winner in Oklahoma in 2016.
Using a pitch black.
Ooh, kick on that 7. Oh, I did see the Randy Peterson big head.
We like to refer to it as Randy Peterson fat head.
And the Swedish fish as well.
What a beautiful shot there. Now, Kyle Troup, light trip 4. What is this going to bring as he's using a haywire?
How about that? Flush. Well, you said it. You identified him early as the wild card because you were pretty confident in Svensson. You weren't sure about Troup and his reaction. There's a good look at it here.
Beautiful shot by Kyle. He's made the nice adjustments. First he went light, left the 2-5. Then he tripped the 4. That one's flush. And that's how you know a player is tricking it up to get to the pocket the right way.
Well, they built a 32-pin lead as the open frame of the 4th sits heavy on this Kent Tackett team. That's one way you respond. The only way you can respond.
Well, Marshall Kent has bowled brilliantly today for his team. E.J. Tackett now needs to figure out this left lane. For me, the last shot for him did hook early. If he moves off of it and hits the pocket in flat 10s, I think he's got to get out of the urethane ball. Oh boy, they got him right in his backswing. It's okay if they just keep yelling, but when they stop and then start again.
So he'll reset it and go back to the beginning with his routine. Well, that's 16 pounds to stop there. It's not easy to do. And he didn't foul. It's the other thing that was a threat when you pull up like that.
Well, as long as you don't let go of it, it's not a foul.
Tackett, a 7-time titleist. I guess the interruption did not bother him.
That's a good sign. When was the last time you saw E.J. Tackett throw it this straight? Now that's about the 13th board. Remember, the pocket's at about 17 and a half. So
bowling on the Mark Roth pattern.
He's got about 4.5 boards of curve.
It's a 46-foot pattern here. Yeah, wiped out that 7. The celebratory pick in the air.
Well, if you like great shots and pin action, swipe right. Just absolutely filthy.
The lead stays at 32. Oh, pretty shot.
Kyle Troup came to win today, folks.
He's closing in on his second tour title.
Beautiful shot.
However, standing in the way, this guy, Marshall Kent.
Well, you kind of saw it coming. Every shot was high flush, high flush, high flush. Looks like he did make a move, too. There's a little bit closer to fourth arrow.
He's 2 for 2 in single pins. But they are in a major hole now, down 43.
Well, they're running out of time because now max score for them is 226. And Troup and Svensson are already at 239.
Tackett just had 1 strike in this match at an open frame in the 4th that kind of turned things in favor of Troup Svensson because that's when they got hot. Kick save and a beauty on the 10.
Been interesting if Marshall could have tripped that 4. Coming down to the wire now. Jesper Svensson, he's going to finish the 10th frame for team clothes. I gotta tell you though, he told us about the outfits. He says, well, I couldn't go too over the top, so I sent Jesper this, and he said he actually liked it, so this is what we went with.
I'm glad he didn't go too over the top.
Yeah. Bet Jesper is as well. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to say a whole lot when Jesper Svensson's got it going. He's just incredible to watch. So much like Jason Belmonte in that he brings the wow factor back to our sport. You watch him throw it, you watch what he does, and it just wows you.
And again, from Gothenburg, Sweden, just 22 years old.
Come on, 1 more. Let's go.
And that strike will do it. Running a pick play. Troup and Svensson have won it. Not a lot of Vegas marriages work out, Randy. This one has.
Well, you know, back in my day, we didn't see a lot of guys with picks, especially when they threw a hit to win. They didn't break the picks up, but I'll tell you what, I think it works quite nicely here in Portland, Maine.
What Pete Weber is to sunglasses, Kyle Troup may be to picks.
Yeah. Now, another really nice performance by Marshall Kent.
So Tackett and Kent will finish out. They will finish in second place. And here at Bayside Bowl, your champions, Jesper Svensson and Kyle Troup. And I can't even imagine Dad Guppy.
You think Guppy Troup's proud right now. I'll tell you who else is proud. Art Trask. Art Trask was like a 4-time winner on our tour, friends with Guppy Troup, bowled on tour forever, and was the only guy I knew back then that had a fro.
Big bowling, brother. Big bowling.
Well, I tell you what, so much young talent in this match. Look at the ages of those four. There's Guppy right there. I mean, the old guy in this group is Troup at 25.
Yeah.
He's the oldest of these four, which is a great sign for the PBA Tour.
This show is laden with rookies of the year, players of the year. Just a great, great ensemble.
What else would you expect from Svensson?
You know, I think Guppy Troup had a fro at one time as well.
I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yes, he did.
You can breathe now, Dad. It's okay. Little early Father's Day gift for you, Guppy.
You know, he was always a crier, too, back in the day. Gupster.
Anthony Simonson standing next to him. Oh, my goodness. It's just not fair, Randy. It's not fair to be that young and that talented.
One more, big dog. Go ahead. One more.
With a resting heart rate that appears to be about 9.
Right?
One more time? Sure. Sure. There's a proud father. There's some happy fans, and there are your champions. Kyle Troup, Jesper Svensson with a 279, including striking out from 3 through 10. Your champions, Jesper Svensson, Kyle Troup. Look at that score line from 3 through 10. Absolute perfection as they defeat Marshall Kent and E.J. Tackett by a comfortable margin to win the Roth Holman PBA doubles in front of a loving house here at Bayside Bowl in downtown Portland, Maine. Kimberly Pressler is standing by for the presentation. Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. I'm also joined by Marshall Holman, one of the namesakes of this tournament, and also PBA Commissioner Tom Clark. Marshall, would you please do the honors?
Absolutely. On behalf of the PBA, Mark Roth, and myself, congratulations, Jesper, and congratulations to you, Kyle. That was great. Absolutely great.
Oh, great is an amazing word for this. You guys look like we're having so much fun out there. But Jesper, we're not used to seeing you with so much emotion, but I can't help but say, with this crowd behind you, I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd here is just amazing, and it's so easy to just go with the crowd. I mean, they get me pumped up, and I mean, Kyle as well. I mean, he's such a colorful guy, and you know, it's easy to like, and yeah, you see, they're just all amazing. So it's super fun being here and winning in front of this crowd. I'm super proud of Kyle's performance this week as well. He's been bowling fantastic, and I'm so happy we did this together.
Well, you picked a good partner, and Kyle, you know, we talked to your dad earlier, and you guys have a really special bond. What's it like having him in the crowd here? And he was crying earlier, too.
It's a dream come true. I said that the first time. I hope he's here to watch me win every title that I possibly can, because I've looked up to him my whole life. You know, he was my hero growing up. Try to get my colorfulness from him, and I couldn't ask for anything better to have him here.
Put into words what it's like winning your second PBA Tour title.
Really gets that monkey off my back. You know, that one and done kind of was hanging over my head for a while, but it feels great. And would also just like to take a moment, like to thank my partner Jesper for being amazing all week. Storm, they make the best bowling balls on the market, ultimate bowling products, and high five gear. Thank you to all of them.
Well, you guys did an amazing job. Congratulations, guys. We're going to send it back up to you.
Kimberly, thank you. Kyle, Jesper, congratulations for a magnificent performance. Our next telecast is Sunday at 1 on ESPN, the PBA League quarterfinals. Incredible team bowling. You'll see, well, you got to see it for yourself to really get the flavor you'll see some of the same stars you saw on this show in the PBA League. For my partner, Randy Peterson, and for Kimberly Pressler, and on behalf of our ESPN crew, happy Easter. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for Mizzou and Auburn college softball coming up right now.
Did get a glove on it, which is usually an indication